Good morning, it's Beards and Bangers, and it's been a few days. I've been a little bit busy this week, and so not had a chance to do much on YouTube or any car repairs or anything like that. Yeah, wanted to bring you a little update on Bram, the BRM. So he is going in for some body work today. So let's spin the camera around and have a refresh our memories as to what needs to happen.
Welcome to Beards and Bangers.
Yeah, so the first thing is the bumpers. You can see here we've got a panel gap that I can get my pinky into, and that should be tight up against there. We've got a gap all around the headlinings. I'm obsessed by headlinings at the moment. So yes, that's why he's going in. So what someone thinks has happened is these are pattern wings that have been replaced at some point in the past, and there's a little fixing just, I don't know how well you can see it, just in there. And that fixing, that lug, is too big for the hole, so these need to be re-drilled. So the bumper's going to come off, it's going to get polished, machine polished, just to get a scuff out of it. But that will hopefully tighten up this panel gap. It's exactly the same. I'm not quite as bad around this, so I can't quite get my pinky in there, but still, it's the same problem. So we end up with this nasty, unpleasant looking gap around the headlights. And I'm very invested in this car now, so I want to make it look good. So I would take it for a bit of a more of a drive this morning, but there's still a lot of salt on the road. I just daren't take an older car out. The roads are caked in salt, and that's why I've not done too many review videos, because people just don't want me to take their cars out at the moment, which I can't blame them, to be quite honest. While we're down on this corner, this is the scuff here, so they're going to have a go at polishing it, see if they can get it any better. And while we're at the front of the car, yeah, we've got a bit of crust. So bonnet's crusty there, it's really bad here. And it's not, and this car isn't awful by any means. It's, you know, it's in pretty good nick given its age. So yes, the bonnet's going to have some rust treatment and paint correction. And if we have a look at the back of the car, we can again see we've got some bad panel gappage. So we've got a bit of a lip in there, and that's where the water's getting in. I'm just going to pop the popper open. I'm going to show you something else as well in a sec. So there we are. Yeah, so we've got the same issue with the bumper here. So again, these wings have probably been put on at some point in the past. So we've got, you know, bad fitting here. Could have had a nudge or something in the past, but if you can see the panel gap here, that is where the water is getting in. So if we pop the bonnet open, yeah, we've got a bit of a crust spot up here, typical R3 issue, where it's a bit crusty, this panel up here, so that's going to get looked at. So the bumper and the boot are going to come off, and they're going to really investigate what's going on with this panel and get it all fixed up for me. So that's really good. Yeah, and I think that's it on the bodywork, because he has had his alloys done already. So that's where we're at. I have put the old centre caps back in, which don't look great, but I cannot find centre caps for these wheels anywhere. I've got the BRM, this little insert which sits in a little rebate there, but finding the actual centre cap itself is nigh on impossible. So if any of you dear viewers do know where you can get them from, or even if you've got any, I'm thinking Project Nigel, you might have some lurking around somewhere, then please do let me know. But yeah, I'm really excited to get this car, get the bodywork sorted out, because it's, yeah, fallen back in love with this little thing, that's for sure. So I am taking Bram for a very small drive, just because I can't resist. I'm not going to go too far, because I say there's a hideous amount of salt on the road. The other reason I'm taking him for a little drive is just because his battery just felt a little bit flat when I started him up just now. So the good news is, during the cold snap there was so much condensation in this car, and I've used some little dehumidifier sacks, plus just running him up to temperature, just getting some heat in there every so often, and it's actually staying dry. Luckily the weather is dry. It's miserable, it's overcast, it has warmed up a tiny bit, but the weather at the moment is just oh, that's an interesting sensation through the brake pedal. I have. One thing after another with Bram. I was taking him for a little spin around the block just to get some warmth into him, and yeah, get some charge into the battery. So he's going into the body shop today, and I reckon he's going to be there for 2 or 3 weeks. So it really depends on what the people find when they get the boot and the rear bumper off. The front end, pretty straightforward. We know that's, we know what's going to happen there, but the back's a bit unknown, so there might be a bit of welding needed. Blimey, I'm driving past this road where I live, where there's 2 hand car wash places, and I'm not surprised, because I've done a lot of miles a week for work in my van, and my car was absolutely caked in salt. I mean literally caked, which is why I've not taken anything out this week. I've been busy, but it's like, no, there's no way I'm getting salt on a 24-year-old Rover 200 BRM that I'm trying to get put right. But yeah, I'm not surprised the hand car wash places are absolutely chock full. She's driving really nicely this morning. Little spin, not too far, not going too fast either. Don't want to go on any faster roads where the salt might get kicked up and thrown back in his little face, because that wouldn't be good. But yeah, it's been a quiet month on the car front, really. But I'm so excited to get this car in, and I'm going to speak to the people in a minute when I drop him off, and just say if there's anything interesting you find, give us a shout and we'll grab some footage. But I'll try and get them to do some photographs as well, so I can at least bring you something of Bram's restoration. So a nice just a little potter through the suburbs, just to get a bit of charge in him. One tiny job I did do on Bram in the week was putting in performance air filters. I've kept the standard airbox and feed and all that, kept that as stock, but I put a performance element in, and it does seem to have made a difference. Getting a bit more grunt. The only thing I am getting is a little bit of an overrun, which we can live with. But yeah, I just didn't get it on camera, but I just come down another road, and the centre of reservation is like a mound of salt. So it just vindicates my decision to not take any cars out this week. And you'll have seen in my previous fleet update the really crusty sills on the 190 that are now being fixed. Yeah, I just don't want to exacerbate that problem. So I'm kind of glad in some ways that my 2 ZTs are safely indoors in someone else's garage. It's quite reassuring in some ways. Yeah, we're nearly at the body shop now, so we'll just, oh hello, that's it, cut me up. And then drive really slowly, that's it, yeah, brilliant, well done. Yeah, so we'll just pootle around here, and then yeah, I can actually walk home from there. It's quite nice. So my next video will be Kitten Face. Kitten Face hasn't had a feature for a couple of weeks, so yeah, Kitten Face will do some more bits and bobs on her. She's had some bits and bobs done off camera as well, so we'll update you on that. But yeah, let's get to the body shop. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will recognise this little journey in from my previous video. So here we are. Drop her off, see what we've got to do. Oh. I must get those dampers changed on the back. Bit of advertising for your Tommy there. So there's Bram dropped off. And we'll see him again in a few weeks. Bye Bram, bye bye. So I'm just walking home now after dropping Bram off. But quite exciting getting stuff done to a car. So thank you for watching this episode. Next update, as I said a minute ago, will be on Kid and Face. So enjoy. Thank you. Please continue to like, subscribe and share. It's greatly appreciated, especially after a really quiet January. YouTube seems to be quite quiet on January, but I will see you all again really soon. Goodbye.